Daniel Kaluuya won an Oscar for his portrayal of Illinois Black Panther Party chairman Fred Hampton in the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. As good as that movie was, there's a lot more to their story that people don't know. The story of how a group of black Chicago police officers stood up to challenge the police department's narrative of what happened to Chairman Fred. For those of you who may not be as familiar with Fred Hampton and what happened to him, let me give you a recap. Fred Hampton was a 21-year-old chairman of the Illinois Black Panther Party. He was a charismatic leader and an activist. From an early age, he was engaged in campaigns against racism and injustice. Before joining the Black Panther Party, he was the leader of the Illinois NAACP Youth Division. He was later recruited to join and help found the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party and named its chairman. Chairman Fred and the Black Panthers provided countless services to black Chicagoans like free breakfast to children, medical health clinics, buses to prisons, daycares, and ambulance services. He even brought together a rainbow coalition of different ethnic groups in Chicago, all for the same purpose of standing up against injustice and racism, and how the poor were being treated and pitted against one another. Because of all that he was doing, Fred Hampton was a threat. Hampton was targeted by the FBI under its notorious counterintelligence program known as COINTELPRO, and also targeted by the Chicago police because they feared that he would be a black messiah who would lead a black revolt. At 4:45 in the morning on December 4th, 1968, a 14-member team of FBI agents and Chicago police officers came to Fred Hampton's home and executed him along with another Panther named Mark Clark as they slept in their beds. The next day after the incident, the Chicago police said that it was the Black Panthers that had attacked them and they fired in self-defense. The Chicago police even gave awards for bravery to the officers that executed Fred Hampton for showing restraint by not taking out all the Panthers they encountered in the apartment that night. That brings me to the black Chicago police officers who challenged the CPD's narrative of what happened to Fred Hampton. They were known as the Afro-Americans Policeman League, or the AAPL for short. They were a small group of black Chicago cops that were tired of witnessing the police brutality that was going on in black communities and the police lying to cover it up. So they formed an all-black policeman organization. In November 1968, 10 black Chicago cops founded the AAPL. Unlike other black police organizations around the country, the AAPL was clear about its focus. They were tired of the disrespect that Chicago police were showing black communities, and they wanted to help protect black citizens from the race and policing that was always plaguing black neighborhoods. Their platform and philosophy was more like the Black Panther Party and the Black Power movement that was going on at the time. They considered their work to be black power policing. They said that they were black first and policemen second. I don't have time in this video to go into everything that the AAPL did. Perhaps I'll do another video on this, but I do want to talk about a few things that they did. They successfully lobbied to remove rifles from being displayed from behind the front windows of police cars because they believe white cops often prematurely use them on black people anytime they claim a black person was a threat. They forbid members of the AAPL from engaging in violent behavior that white cops use on black citizens. Because the police department never seriously investigated complaints from black people, they created their own complaint system where black Chicagoans could file a complaint with them when they had a negative encounter with the officer. And then they would then go and investigate the complaint, gather evidence, and help the black citizen file an official complaint with the department. They even protected black people from police abuse. If they saw a white officer brutalizing a black person, they would intervene. There's so much more that they did. The AAPL knew that the CPD's story about what happened to Fred Hampton was made up, so they conducted their own investigation the same day that Fred Hampton was executed. They inspected the apartment and held their own press conference where they said that the CPD had conducted a political hit on Fred Hampton and Mark Clark. They highlighted that the raid on Chairman Fred's home was not in accordance with CPD policy because CPD did not conduct raids at 4:30 in the morning. They talked about how it was CPD's policy to use tear gas and not bullets when raiding the home to distract suspects. They even pointed out how the pattern of holes from all the firing revealed that the firing came from the police and not the Panthers inside the home. They said that the CPD was lying and trying to cover up this political hit. As a result of this cover-up, Fred Hampton's family filed a lawsuit against the FBI, Cook County, and the city of Chicago. It took 13 years of litigation before Hampton's family was finally able to receive a $1.85 million settlement in 1983. It's been 55 years since the CPD and the FBI took out Fred Hampton. But I have to ask you this. What has changed since then? The Chicago police are still using brutality against black communities, and nothing has happened about it. They're still using the same type of violence and deadly force on black Chicagoans and lying to cover it up. The same things that the AAPL was complaining about 55 years ago are still happening today. Brutality against black people and no one caring to do anything about it.